It's been a long time. Been a long time. I know it's all good. It's all good. I've been out of little pocketry. Mississippi Survivor. I'm in this thing. I just got a message 2 days ago. Hey, where you at, Mississippi Survivor? I ain't seen you. And I appreciate the care and concern. I appreciate that. But I guarantee you, if I am not seen, I am doing something behind the scene. I've been in the lab with a pen and a pad, trying to make something happen. And I found out, a lot of times you have to kind of stop. I told y'all that before. You got to stop for a second and then come back with a hard punch. Told you that whole ordeal with the 6 days really pulled something out of me, and it got me thinking on another level, because a lot of times you think you're prepared, but just because you got your items, you ain't prepared, Jack, until all your items are put to the test. And when all your items are put to the test, then you really learn that, you weren't as ready as you thought. You need to go back to the drawing board and get more items to help accommodate what you're trying to do. So I did a lot of different stuff. I did a lot of studying. Wow, I got a few things to talk to y'all about this evening here, and the following evening, and the following evening, and the following evening, because I've been in the lab with a pen and a pad. Yeah. So where should I start? So we had the issue with the electric being out and whatnot, and then I was thinking to myself, until you can get into an off-grid state, or a state of not being in such a rat race to keep up with the Joneses and keep up with everything that's going on and the trend and all that right there, and who doing this and who doing what, in order to keep and you have to, until you can get out of that whole little function. I've been trying to get out of that within my own reach, trying to get out of that. So sometimes you find that that's a hard thing to do. Trust me. I had to pause on it. I promise you, it's a hard thing to do. But one of the things that I did do was I went out. Of course, I had to make some money. Number one. So I decided I'll go out and purchase a nice item. Not only did I purchase the item, I purchased 3 of the items. I'm waiting on the other 2 to come in the mail now. One of them I have now. If you are not familiar with this item, I recommend it, because I've been testing it the whole time that I've not been on the screen. And I'm about to show it to you. I didn't think, I was like guesstimating with these sizes of this thing and on TV and looking and searching and researching. And I was like, hey, I wonder. So when I got it, that joker is big. So without further ado, oh yeah, ain't that big? That's a big boy. That's a big boy right there. I recommend everybody. No, I'm not affiliated with nobody, but I'm gonna rep this here. Everybody ought to get them one. This bad boy is bad. This is the Big Buddy heater. I didn't say little buddy. I said the Big Buddy heater. And this joke got some weight on it too. This boy burns at 18,000 BTUs of propane. It takes 2 tanks, one on this side, one on the other side. With 2 tanks on low, this Big Buddy heater will give you at least 8 hours of runtime with those small tanks that go inside. Matter of fact, everybody ought to know what tank I'm talking about, but just in case they don't know what tank I'm talking about, I'm gonna open that bad boy up so you can see. That's the tank I'm talking about. You can get it at your local Wally World and Ace Hardware and a couple other places. You can get this from Lowe's. You can get this from several different places. And right now, they got them for a pretty decent price. You can get a 2-pack for $10. I don't know. Let me be clear. I don't know what your region is and what your region charges. But I'm telling you, as of today, in my area, which is Mississippi, is 2-pack for $9 or something, which would be around about $10 or whatever with taxes. So that's what I'm trying to get you to see. So it takes 2 tanks, and it will run up to. It'll give you. I've done it too many days in a row, so I know. It gives you 8 hours on 2 tanks on low, and if I'm not mistaken, I can be corrected. It's cool, somebody, but it's burning at 6,000 BTU on low. That's a nice piece of heat. And on medium, it's burning 9,000 BTUs on medium. And on high, is running 18,000 BTUs. Now, you remember the old churches you used to go to back in the day, and they had them heaters that them heaters on the floor you can sit on. They weren't even on the wall. They just sit on the floor. I don't know if they were gas or propane. No, they were propane. Because I was back in the country. They were propane. Had a big tank out in the yard. But those heaters ran, those sit down on the floor heaters, those heaters ran off of propane. And them 2, I'm talking about 2 of them heaters, man, it was smoking hot up in the church. I was ready for a baptism so I can get some water. It was hot. So imagine that. The people who know what I'm talking about, you understand. But this bad boy, you can also take a full-size propane tank and connect it to this. Now, let me be clear about this. You can use a regular hose that hooks from the tank to the unit. But I don't recommend it. Reason why I don't recommend it is because I've seen too many people have problems with it clogging the system up with the oils that leach out of the actual hose. The hose you should get is the hose that's recommended. It comes made directly for the Mr. Buddy heater. Again, get the hose that's recommended directly for the Mr. Buddy heater, and you won't have that issue. They make an inline filter as well. You can get that if you like. They also make a travel bag. And I can't imagine carrying this big joke on my back, but they make a bag for this thing. Make a bag for it and put all the accessories and whatnot in it. Now what I haven't seen on YouTube or anywhere is I went to Lowe's and found this. Mr. Heater has come out with a connector that goes. The connector goes in here, hooks to this regulator. and it carries two of these tanks on this side. That means you have to keep this open. But it's a connector that plugs into this regulator, and you can plug up two of these tanks on this side, and you can do the same thing on the other side because there's a regulator on the other side of this tank, on the other side as well, just like this. That's why when you get this hose, a lot of people have the hose with the regulator already hooked to it, but that is not the way to go because you're gonna hook up a regulator to a regulator. That's retarded, and that's not gonna work anyway. That might cause some problems. You're trying to double regulate something. That's ridiculous. So you get the hose. I'm telling you, get the hose that Mr. Buddy sells for this unit. Don't go get no aftermarket. If you get aftermarket and your junk stop working over a period of time, you know why it's not working because you did not use the right hose, and the hose that you got is leaching all types of oil into the system. I tested this unit, and it's been like 8 degrees here, about 11 between 8. It must have been 8, but it was 11 degrees. Ain't that big of a difference. But 11 degrees it was here. It's been cold the last couple of days. Had a freeze warning. We had to run the water and all that. So 11 degrees. And my temperature in my house is running at 74, 3-ish on the regular gas heat. And I just wanted to see what it was going to do. I didn't mess with the regular heat. I wanted to see if I could stop that heater from coming on. Unfortunately, I think that heater has a payment plan with the contract with the actual gas company. So that joker kept coming on. It made no difference what's happening and what I did. So I turned this on. And mind you, I turned it on low. You hear me? On low. 6,000 BTUs on low. My thermostat, my weather station, which I actually bought a weather station, is on the wall behind me. Because I don't know, I just think outside the box. Because I mean, if something happens where I can't get the weather or whatever, or know what the temperature is and all that right there, I want something to be able to tell me if it's raining, the rainfall, what's coming. I want to be able to know. So I got this weather station where things go out, I still don't know what it is because it's still going to tell me because I actually have the unit outside that tells me what's going on inside. So the temperature was 11 degrees. The heat in here was 73. Turned this on, 6,000 BTU, and in about 30 to 30 minutes to 40 minutes, somewhere in that neighborhood, it had risen to 76 degrees. I let it stay on further, and it went up to 78, 79 degrees in this room. And reminds you, it is not closed off. It's open. 2 doors. It's open. And let me go ahead and address. So it did an awesome job. But let me go ahead and address something. People are like, is that safe in your house? Listen, I'm going to tell you what the heater got. And it's going to be up to you to do what you want to do. For me, I do it. I tested it. I tried it. I do not have a 2023 house with the vinyl windows sealed all tight and all that. And got that. So therefore, this house is getting air in it anyway. You know how I know? Because before you turn this on, you can feel all drafts of air. Where the air coming from and the door is closed? The house is letting air in. So that's something I wasn't even worried about. But let me give you the warning thing on this or whatnot. First of all, it has a tip over. If it tips over, it shuts off. It has that built in. That's good. That's safe for you. I'm not gonna say it's safe for kids because if they tip it over 9 times out of 10, they done touched some up here, and that boy is on fire. You understand me? It's on fire. It's hot. So they don't need to touch that anyway. They gonna get burnt if they touch that. So you need some supervision, or don't even have it around kids, or they can get to it, or don't turn it on while they're there. If you do, make sure you got some disciplined kids, or you smacking somebody on the hand. One to two. That ain't what I really wanted to say, but that's what I just said. Now you can do the rest of whatever else you know I'm thinking. So again, 3 settings. Just want you to see them. You got your pilot light, your low, your medium, and your high. You take it right here. You turn this knob over to gas, press it down, let it go. You ain't gotta do it so much you're trying to blow the tank up. Just hold it down enough to get some gas to release. And then go back over to pilot and then turn it and it's gonna click. When it clicks, you come on over here, put it on whatever setting you want it to be on, and there you go. On low, it's only gonna burn one side. You see these panels, it's gonna burn one side on low. Medium, I don't know. Medium burns a portion of the other side. High gonna burn both sides. Now, I'm gonna tell you something else that you need to know. When you initially, if you're gonna use this indoors, I use it at your own discretion, which I'm using at my own discretion because that's what I want to do. I want to use it inside, and I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. But use it at your own discretion if that's what you want to do. If you want to use it inside. I do because I know it's run 18,000 BTUs. I can hook up a full tank to it. I am in control. That's why I love it. Ain't nobody sending me no bill. Ain't nobody telling me it's time to get some more gas. Ain't nobody telling me nothing. It's my responsibility to go stock up and make sure I got enough of whatever I need and put it in here. And remind you people, this is only during the winter time. You don't have to use it year round. And for people, listen, I'm gonna answer all this. My mind is ready for you. I'm gonna go ahead and answer all the questions right now. For one, I know somebody gonna be like, "Well, if you ain't got no gas, how you gonna heat your water?" Two things. One, how you know I got gas? A gas hot water heater. Two, I could have electric hot water heater. Three, I don't. It's gas. So they say Mississippisurvivor. So what you gonna do about that? If you got these and you got your propane tanks, I got a propane tank like this tall too. I got a monster. So they said, Mississippisurvivor, what you gonna do? How you gonna heat your water? How you gonna take a hot shower? I've been in the lab with a pen and a pad. I'm about to tell you. Let's get on it. Now, wait a minute. Before I go there, let me make sure I cover everything about this big buddy heater. One, use the buddy heater hose. I'm trying to prevent you from ruining your system. It has a tip, also has a tip over mechanism that's safe for you, not for children. I'm not gonna say it's safe for children because if they that close, it's possible they can get burnt. So I'm not gonna tell you it's safe for children. No. So again, keep them away from it. You have 3 settings, and for the longest run time, keep it on low, depending on where you are. Another thing, just for safety purposes. Just for safety purposes, in case something is defective or something that's not running right, just for safety purposes, get you a carbon dioxide detector just for safety purposes. Also, this thing has another really unique thing on it that I like. It's called a why does this phone ring every time I'm making a video? Spam! They just know when I get on the phone. Anyway, back to what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. The next feature this thing has, the buddy heater has, that I really love is it has a air depletion sensor. Oh yeah, I love that. The reason, if it depletes, if the air in your room or your oxygen level in your room is too low, well, you're gonna pass out and can't finish eating your biscuits and grits, it's gonna shut off by itself. You'll know you got too much carbon dioxide, you're gonna start getting sick anyway. But it's a good thing to have the detector and the smartness to who Mr. Heater, I give you 2 thumbs up. That was a smart idea to have a depletion. I'm gonna tell you something else. I know somebody that fit to watch it and be like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna check and see the fatalities that this thing done had, so they can come back and tell me something. I already checked. Ain't none. Ain't that hard to believe? Go look. Google it. You can Bing it. You can Yahoo it. AOL it. It has been 0 fatalities that's on record and that's on the internet of this unit or caused by this unit. If there was, it's because of stupidity of somebody else. Why I say that? Because you keep regular maintenance on your stuff. For one, if you're going to use it and have a propane tank in your house, or get you a long enough hose and have it run outside and run it through the wall or whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. If you're going to run it out, you got to keep regular maintenance. If you got a propane tank, you want to take it to the propane people and let them check your tank and make sure your tank is in good working order and condition yearly. Especially when you're getting ready to use it. Have the right buddy heater hose, and if your hose has a regulator on it, which the buddy heater hose shouldn't have a regulator hose on it. Regulator again, this is your regulator. Again, if that hose has a regulator on it, it's the wrong hose. Because you don't need one, because there's one on the machine. It's a regulator on both sides of this machine. Both sides. So there's no need to have a buddy heater hose or a regulator on it. And when you got a buddy heater, they're going to pretty much give you the right hose. But I'm just telling you, if you see one and it's got a regulator on it, it ain't the right one. And you also can get a filter, inline filter as well, to help filter mess that may be in the propane or whatever the case may be, to filter that out and keep that clean. Safety features again: tip over, low oxygen sensor. If the oxygen gets too low in your house, it will automatically shut off. I don't know who will know it first, the machine or you. More than likely, you'll know it before the machine does, because you're going to start feeling sick. I haven't had that problem. Again, I do not have a 2023 house. This house is drafty. So there's plenty of air coming through here, especially today when the wind is blowing like mad. So this unit, I give it 2 thumbs up. You have the adapter to do 4 tanks, or you can take a full-size propane tank. Man, you feel have heat all week on that propane tank. The thing is, if you're using it for that, what you need to do is, once your house is nice and warm, don't just keep burning it like a dummy. Turn it off. You just burn it unnecessarily. Did you know that the central heat turns off? That means if you're trying to take control, that means you have to do a little bit more work. That means you're going to have to turn it off when it's warm enough or hot enough in the house. Turn it off. And if you got a brick house, it's even better, because the bricks in your house hold heat. If the sun shines on your house during the daytime, the heat is going to dissipate into the house at nighttime. It's going to hold the heat. So that helps you out too. I don't think I want my house to be completely air sear tight. I don't want to. I don't want it because this, for one, I want to use something like this right here. They make this. They also make the buddy heater. This is the big buddy heater. They make the single buddy heater. Then they make a personal buddy heater. It just sticks right on top of the can, and you light it up, and you go from there. Now, another addition to this unit that I'm getting that I already ordered is the thermoelectric fan. I already ordered it. It's on the way. The thermoelectric fan is designed to work off of heat. When it heats up, then the fan starts turning. That's why they call it thermoelectric. There's no batteries. There are no batteries. There are no batteries. Because I know somebody's going to ask me that. It does not have batteries. It works purely off thermal heat. And believe me, all the stuff that's best for us to use right now is old technology. They ain't come up with this last week. That's old as I don't know what. That's back with my parents or before. They had these on top of the fat stove and the pot belly stoves, and this stuff, and they heat up, and it starts turning. What it's good for is that because the heat from the unit, the heat from this unit is gonna rise straight up. All heat rises straight up. Which I got another video coming out. I got a nice little project for that. I got a trick for that. I'm gonna invent something for that. But the heat rises from this unit in the air. That I have a bracket that's gonna sit right here in the front, and you put the fan on it. Now let me warn you, because somebody already did it, and then they did this already, and then they try to badmouth the fan. The fan is good. It was the person that was using the fan that wasn't that smart. If you take your fan, and I'm surprised he ain't figured this out yet. I ain't gonna call no name, but I hope he figured out what he did wrong, and it wasn't the fan's fault. So he took his fan and hooked it in up here. He hooked it in up here. Now y'all saying what's wrong with it? The fan got wires on it. Duh. So you done hooked your fan up here with wires on it, and all that heat done melted the wires. Now you talking bad about the fan. Ain't the fan fault, that was you, because you don't know what you're doing. The heat starts coming out this unit right here, up here, and in the front. So why would you put the fan way out here with nothing to protect the wires? And also that fan is rated, I think rated at 600 degrees. But at 600 degrees. So if you're going to use the fan, put the fan back, put a bracket up here, and put the fan back here. So the heat will hit the bottom of the fan. The heat won't hit the wires, period. It'll only hit the bottom of the fan. And you got something across there protecting it. What I use is, what I already bought one with is the thing they put on the side of the painter's bucket, the painter's rack. That hangs over the side of the bucket. I take that, hook this into here, and you can just set it right on top of that. Another thing I hook for, because I told you, I like to take my items and have multiple uses for whatever I get. I want it to have multiple uses. I want to do more than one thing with this. That fan, what that fan do is provides the heat to blow across the room at a lower level instead of going up to the ceiling. It radiates forward, but it doesn't radiate enough forward. But if you take this, and that'll help force, well, it does to me. Well, I had it at a reasonable distance, but if you put that fan on here, it'll help radiate the heat across the room before it try to rise up into the air, instead of just going straight up in the air, wasting the heat in the air. You ain't in the ceiling. The ceiling is the warmest part of your house. So if you put that thing up here and radiate that heat across the room, that's what that fan is for. That's the whole purpose. But for the people that didn't know, the buddy heater came with a fan, the big buddy heater. That's why I wanted it. But before I got it, guess what? Mr. Heater, they discontinued the big buddy heater with the fan. They ain't discontinued the actual heater, but they took the fans out of. I forgot what reason they said it was. Me personally, I just gotta speak the truth. I feel like it was a money thing. That's what I believe. Because if I gotta research, I gotta do a little bit more research, and I want to figure out: do they sell? If they sell the back to this unit, that you can take this one off and put on a new back, it's about money. Because people do this all the time. They do it all the time. They separate stuff and sell it separate so they can make more money. Did you ever go somewhere and they have one can of beans for $1.50? If you buy 3 cans of beans, you save 50 cents because they separate stuff. They've been started this. I went and purchased me a dryer. I purchased a dryer. Well, my parents purchased a dryer for Christmas for me. Purchased a dryer. The dryer didn't have a cord or screws. Mississippisurvivor gonna go buy his own cord. I did. I went and got me a cord, found a cord to fit it, bought it. Cord was $26. Cool. Now I don't have any screws because when they took the screws off the unit, they didn't put them back. Nobody know where they are. They don't have any spare. So now I need to buy some screws, heat shield and all that. I said, okay, cool. I went to go buy the screws. I wish I could say the name of this company, but I am not going to do it. They made me upset. I wanted to say something immediately. I wanted to ask them, was they losing their whole everlasting mind? 3 screws, people. They go in the back of the dryer to put the cord in. Guess how much money they wanted for 3 screws? I said 3 screws. I didn't say an alternator. I said 3 screws. They wanted $30. And they said depending on the dryer, it could be even higher. Are we talking about the same thing? I'm talking about screws. The screw in that's this long. What you talking about? A giraffe? A monkey leg? What? Really? $30 something plus? So, me being Mississippisurvivor that I am, I politely told her no thank you, hung up the phone, walked right on over to the dryer and removed 3 screws from somewhere else and put them right there where I needed them to be. Worked just fine, been drying clothes ever since. That's called thinking outside the box. That's called improvising. And what was funny was the screws that I found that didn't fit in that particular portion. When I took the ones out the dryer that fits right there on the cord, the ones that I found that go that part didn't fit there, but they fitted over there where I took the 3 from. What? Awesome. Awesome. Stop all the shaking. Awesome. Can't beat it. Smart. So again, I recommend this big buddy heater. Propane tank, however you want to do it. If the bottles is enough for you, that's fine. But if you do the mathematicals, you're going to see how much money you are losing if you keep buying them little bottles. Because them bottles, 2-pack for $10, then you got 4 bottles for $20. 4 bottles for $20 with taxes. Okay? So that'll give you a run of about 4 pounds. So you're looking at 16 hours runtime, and you don't have to run the whole 16 hours. I could scratch them 4 bottles. I could scratch that 4 bottles over a couple of days. I could scratch it over a couple of days, depending. Now, I don't normally knowing just having one, don't have the other ones yet. If I had all of them, Then you gotta think about it. That's a lot of bottles you're gonna be buying. Yo, you might well find a project for empty bottles. Or you can take that big tank, the regular big size tank that everybody grill on the gas grill, and you can fill that joker up for the same price as 4 bottles, which would last 3 times as long if you sparingly use it. You know what I wish, Mr. Buddy Heater? Everybody needs to like this video. It would be awesome. Reason why I want them to like it, I just wanted to get around to Mr. Buddy. For one, I don't know what the reason is or the full reason why he took the fan off this heater. But it would be awesome if you could put it back, because taking it off now costs a consumer an additional $50 to $60 to buy a thermal heating fan and the bracket to put it on. And of course, I cook on it with my homemade bracket. Set it right in the front. Got you a free meal. Now, that's one con that I don't like. I just don't understand, and I wish they'd do something about that. It was one other thing. I'm trying to remember what it was. Got the heater, cutoff switch, oxygen depleter. I hate when I lose my train of thought. It was important too. Got the tank. I can't think of it around my head. If I do think of it again, I will tell you. But other than that, that's something that I wish you guys would just bring that back. So that'll make the unit all the better, and then save people an additional amount of money trying to get an external heater, which is absurd. So Mr. Heater has several products, and again, I am not affiliated with them in any kind of way. What I would like you to like this video so this can get out to push me further in the algorithm. So maybe they'll see it and like, hey, maybe we should put the fan back on the heater. I mean, so the next thing, well, let me finish up. Again, they have this heater, they have the Big Buddy heater, the Big Buddy heater, the single heater, the regular Buddy heater, then they have a personal one that you can use. They also have a stove that goes to this unit. Of course, I don't need it because I got plenty of propane stoves, but they do have a stove, unless you just want to be cute and have a matching freaking stove that goes to this unit. But I'm going to tell you something about that. And this is another thing, Mr. Buddy, if you can do something about this, because it makes no sense to me. Why is it that I can cook on the stove, but I can't run the heater at the same time? What's up with that? That makes no sense. How do I know that? Because I already got a propane stove. And it will hook to the Big Buddy heater. I didn't have to go buy that to figure that out. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to have some heat and I'm going to cook. Nah. Nope. It is not going to run. That stove is going to work or the heater going to work. Take your pick. They're both not going to work. Now, another thing that I found, another particular heater that Mr. Heater got that I found, I like it. The thing is, it's cheaper than this heater, the Big Buddy heater. Probably because this is supposed to be a portable unit that you take around. This other unit got wheels on it and it stays at the house. You have to look this up. I'm gonna tell you where to find it. You can find it on Amazon and eBay, or you can go on the official site and they'll show you all their products. Oh, matter of fact, you can find it on Lowe's. 'Cause that's where I found it at because I was very interested in possibly getting it. So this particular heater, you take the entire propane tank and set it in the back of the unit. Now, I know I had somebody, I was looking, somebody had some problems with the tank fitting completely in there. I don't know if there was a defect on that particular unit by Mr. Heater. I don't know, but it didn't fit. It didn't fit all the way in there, but it fit in there enough to stay in there. Now it's not gonna close up or nothing like that. The tank just sits inside of it, and you still can see the tank. But wouldn't it be good if they redesigned that unit? Talking to you again, Mister Heater. If you redesign the unit and design the unit to have a door that opens up, put the entire tank in it, and the whole door closes, so you don't even have to see the tank. Everything will be inside the unit, safe away. You ain't got to worry about no kids coming through there, touching none or turning none. There'll be a nice, safe mechanism to have a little switch, a lock to lock that thing down. That'll be awesome. That's a good idea. I'm shooting an idea out there. So something you probably can do. Now, I've been in the lab with a pen and a pad. Yeah, check this out. I had people asking me about my he said no, I don't have a store on YouTube. You know, you got if I'm not mistaken, you have to be monetized in order to have a store on YouTube. The AdSense, which I got AdSense, but you still have to. I think you got to be monetized, and I guess my content is too much. I don't know nothing that terrible I said, but I put in for to be for another monetization. I put in for it again, but nevertheless, you must have multiple streams of income, and I'm not by any shot of imagination going to let monetization stop me from making money. I ain't gonna do that. That I'm not gonna do. But I did put in for it again to see. If not, then I'll just let this channel be as real as possible. Let it stay the way it is, and then I'll just have to run me another channel and stay within the guidelines, I guess. So, you understand what I'm saying? But I said all that to say this. I went ahead and put a lot of work in open up me a merch store, which I got it up and I got it running. Uh, I got two different logos right now under Mississippi Survivor. Of course, I ain't gonna waste my time trying to show it to you on the phone because you'll never be able to see it because I couldn't see it. It just flipping, flopping back. But what I am going to do is put a link in the description so that you can click on it and you guys can go over and see my merchandise and my apparel. Um, right now, I got over 124 products that you can look at, see what you like. I went as far as doing what you call it, Wednesdays for babies. So got a logo on a lot of stuff. So I'm working on a couple of more logos, but I do have that logo. I got two logos up and running right now with several different products. You can feel free to click on that link and check that out. Anything supports, all that supports me. If you want to make your purchase, everything is there. Pay straight through the system. Good to go. If you want to support, further, my Cash App will be in the description as well. If you need to contact me and you have any questions about this buddy heater, you can contact me at Mississippisurvivor@gmail.com. Mississippisurvivor@gmail.com. You can reach me there. Now, I'm going to let you guys go because I got another topic that I want to talk to you about that I think is absolutely absurd. But we definitely going to have that conversation. And another thing, wait a minute. I'm going to say that. I'm going to say that when I ain't going to let that one leak out right now. I'm going to say it. So, anyway, this video is about this buddy heater, and also let you know I got my store up and running. You can be linked to everything. You can get to it. And for this buddy heater is concerned, you can get this from Lowe's. Right now, I can't believe it. I am tripped. Lowe's is the cheapest on this unit. They have this unit cheaper than anybody else. This unit right now, this big buddy heater unit, because the small one at Walmart is $80 something. This unit is $135 at Lowe's. I am tripped out about that. I never seen it that low before. The lowest I ever seen it was $150 to $200. That's the cheapest I've ever seen. So I thank you guys for tuning in to Mississippi Survivor. I had to step out because I've been in the lab with a pen and a pad, trying to do what I need to do. So I got plenty of information and content for you guys. So it's gonna be a regular kickoff. It's just like the kickoff of a brand new game because I've been doing a lot of stuff and been into a lot of stuff. So we look forward to some great content. You guys be blessed. I love you, Mississippi Survivor. I hope this helped you, somebody. I never did tell you about the other thing, but that's another video. I'm gonna get you right into that. And the name of that video is gonna be like, I'm gonna name that other video, Get Off Your Gas. So you guys have a good one, man. We love you. Thank you for your support. I'll be back with you shortly. Mississippi Survive, I'm out.